that you, if you're a worker, you're listening to us this morning, you're an employee or something, this is something that you may want to be thinking about. We'll talk about the kinds of skills that you need, the kinds of skills that are actually becoming essential. How do you position yourself better? And we'll also look at the Ghanaian business space and exactly how business owners can also take advantage of this automation, because it's actually supposed to make work efficient. And so we'll look at how you can also take advantage of that to position yourself. We'll also probably touch on the policy angle and look at whether we're ready as a country. What should we do? What should we implement to ensure that people are not left behind and all of that? Because at the end of the day, we want to deal with the unemployment situation in the current country. But whilst we're embracing automation, how do we make sure that we don't still, we don't push more people into unemployment? So those are some of the questions that we'll be dealing with. A very important aspect is also the ethical and social considerations, which I believe is very, very important, because today we're always talking about ethics and all of that. There's ethics in AI, ethics in automation, and all of these things. We'll touch on that briefly as well. Please don't go anywhere. We will get into that shortly. All right, thank you very much, and welcome back to the Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM. I have my guest back, and we'll continue our conversation this morning. Samuel, can you hear me?
Honey, yes, I can hear you clearly.
All right, great. Good to have you back. So I'm sure I can also, Emmanuel, I'm sure you can also hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, awesome. How about Zachariah? Okay. All right. We'll try and get Zachariah over the lines, and then we can also bring him into the conversation. So you were talking about, Emmanuel, you were talking about how it is affecting businesses already. Maybe if you can go over that.
So we were talking about the automation that is affecting businesses.
Yeah.
So I was actually talking about how decision making has been a big problem for most businesses, and more times businesses think that when you want to automate your business, is a very expensive thing, but they don't know that it's something that is very. There are so many common, affordable, or even free tools to use for automating your business.
Okay. So I'll be doing this with my colleague here, Albert. Albert, so say hi to them so they can know that you're also here.
Emmanuel, good morning.
Hi, Albert.
Yeah, Albert here. Samuel, good morning.
Good morning, Albert.
Yeah.
How are you?
So,
doing?
Emmanuel, you made mention of some free automation tools. Can you please give us some names?
Yeah, so some of the free automation tools are very available for everyone. An example is even WhatsApp. WhatsApp is an automation tool, but people don't actually, especially the WhatsApp business, people don't know how to use it, because I think most businesses don't train their employees or their colleagues on how you can use WhatsApp business to automate certain processes of the business.
Right. Okay. So
Right.
yeah.
The line is very, very unstable.
I can see that. Let's manage it for now. I hope it gets better as we go on. Yeah. So we're going to talk more about the types that there are. I'm sure some will also want to mention some of the basic things or basic tools that businesses can use to actually automate certain parts of their businesses and all of that. But how is automation currently being adopted in Ghanaian industries, and which sectors are most affected? I want to push that to you, Samuel.
Thank you, Nee. So, actual fact, automation is being adopted at a faster rate than we even see it. There's a lot of industries in Ghana that have automated their processes without actually being loud about it. when you look at areas like banking and finance, these days there are a number of banks. Once you log onto their platform, you're not chatting with a human; you're actually speaking to an AI or problem automation tool. There's a lot happening. I have a friend who is into agriculture, and he uses AI basically to understand how to water his plants, predict weather patterns where he's planting, and then influence his decision on applying manure and other things. There's also the areas of like the customer call centers that we used to have in Ghana. Now there are some telcos in Ghana, when you try to reach them, the first people or the first agents you speak to are AI tools, basically, and they have the ability to understand and listen to you and basically provide responses and answers. A very basic, simple one is you call a telco and it tells you for this, press that, for this, press that. They are helping save costs. They are automating the initial call and then help screen people. There's also the manufacturing. So basically, in summary, AI and automation will affect almost every aspect of our lives, from designing to completion to every aspect, including teaching and learning as well.
I see. So for the customer service one you just spoke about, I think it has always existed. Does it mean automation is not new? Yeah, somehow I'm asking that you talked about the customer service one where you call and then they say for English press 1, for this press 2, and I'm saying that it's always existed. Does that mean automation is not something new?
Yes, precisely. So when you say AI and automation, there's a myth around it, but this automation thing has been with us for a very long time. People have been evolving, processes have been evolving, and that's the only way businesses can stay competitive. So automation hasn't been new. It's just that we adopt it in different ways without even noticing that a process we are familiar with has been automated.
And you're saying that these days it looks like people are turning to automation a bit more. Why do you think there's actually a rush towards that?
There's a rush towards automation in very, very simple terms. So for you to be competitive, you need to automate the processes. For you to be ahead, you need to have knowledge. You need to improve your processes. I'll give you a classical example, or two examples to be very precise. I was lucky to have been born in an age where when you go to Accra Central, the typewriters were the norm around the court system. So when you get there, I was happy to hear them, and I always wanted to learn how they operate. I wish I could learn. Then came computing. And the people who learned computer among the typewriters today exist. But when you go there, you don't see the old typewriters anymore. They've evolved. Basically, you have one computer doing the work of...
Hello?
Then type. So for a business to be ahead of the business to stay competitive, you need to automate the small tasks that you have, and that leads to massive improvements in the business operations. So it's a do or die. Either you get automate, adopt new technology, or you die out. We've seen several industries die out. Gone are the days when the typees was one example. Nowadays, no more call center, no more, internet cafes as they used to have. It has transformed. So either you transform or you get left behind.
Which other areas or which other kinds of jobs have already been displaced by technology? You said if you don't adopt them now, you will die out, and some businesses have already died out, as you put it. Which jobs can you mention that have actually been displaced already?
Quite a few of them. Number one was the typees in those days, as I mentioned earlier, where you used to have typewriters. Currently, there are several aspects of research and data collection that is automated. So things like we used to have things like an XPSS expert who was just entering data into the tools. Now it goes way beyond that. It has transformed. There are some areas when you look at the basic secretariatship that we know today, it has evolved. It goes beyond just typing letters and receiving letters to being able to automate the whole process. Like as in a receptionist wouldn't just be receiving letters and type and directing people, but applying AI and doing a lot more beyond that. So such a person having AI skills, the one with AI skills becomes more relevant than the old one. So quite a number of areas have transformed without us noticing.
Emmanuel, are there any ones you want to add? Thank you very much, Samuel. Emmanuel, are there any ones you want to add?
So I want to bring two practical solutions that I have built for two different businesses in two different industries, right? One is in the telco. So I have this client who used to handle his business flow the traditional way. You know, he has field engineers. They go to the field, they go and work, and then when they have a long sheet that they need to write a report of what they have done on the field and come back to the office and type it and all that. So I automated the whole process using USSD. I don't know whether you know USSD.
Yeah.
So short code system. So all they do is they go to the field. They will just do whatever they have to do, and then they'll just send the report. It should be within a certain character. So let's say there's a downtime of a particular substation. When they go there to fix it, they'll just put it in, into the USSD. They will send it to the office, and then they get everything solved.
Okay.
So all the reports are generated. Project managers are able to see all that they have done on that particular project. So it has really made their process very, very, very easy. So they are able to handle a lot of things at a time.
Right.
My point is the whole process has been automated. So there's no need of a long listing of you writing everything on a sheet of paper, come back and type it. One, productivity. Two, efficiency. All has been captured in one solution. Another one is a restaurant that is using, like someone rightfully said, chat. I built a WhatsApp chatbot for them to be using to talk to clients, like a customer service kind of thing. It has automated that section whereby initially they used to call clients and take feedback and all that, but now that process has been automated, and it's a very, very big deal for that client of mine, and he's really, really, really happy about it. So what I'm trying to say is automating your business flow makes work very easy. It will cause a bit of, disruption. Maybe some worker will be redundant because whatever that person is doing, that automation has taken care of.
Okay. So, Emmanuel, with all these automation tools you've created, who should be worried?
This is a big question. I say a big question because the employee will be a bit worried, but the employer too will be worried because one, an employee will be displaced, job will be lost, but his business will also, improve. So the worrying is a 50-50 thing. I don't know whether you get my point.
Yeah. So the employer would be the one who will be more happier, but there will be a job lost.
I think definitely, One side will have to struggle.
And then the employee...
Yeah. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yes. Yeah, so like what I'm saying, it's a 50-50 thing, but the employer will be much more happier.
Right.
So, you and I will know who will be much more worried.
I see. Right. So,
but I think the way forward is for the employees to also up their skills.
Okay.
As in,
Upskilling.
try to learn all these new tools for business automation.
Right. So I'm going to come to you on the skills bit. Emmanuel, I'm going to come back to you on the skills bit. But let me go back to you,
Okay.
Samuel. Now, Samuel, are there sectors in Ghana where automation has created new employment? And I'm asking that because, oftentimes when we talk about this automation thing, like Albert was asking Emmanuel that who should be worried. It looks like it's always negative. Are there some sectors where we are beginning to see new opportunities, new employment opportunities as a result of automation? Samuel.
Hi, Nenny. Yes. So it's quite natural for us to have the fear of the unknown. Basically, you fear what you don't know. We don't know where we feel we don't know where the trends or this is leading to. But what this is doing is that, in as much as it's leading, immediately looks like there are job losses. There are areas that are opening up significantly in our ecosystem in Ghana. Now, for example, some roles that didn't exist in the past exist today. My wife last hired a digital marketing specialist for a company. This role didn't exist before. So that's one area that is opening up. It immediately looks like a job loss, but once the individual skills up and tunes themselves, it opens. So that there are a lot of cloud engineers in Ghana working for global companies, and all they sit at home, and because of their AI and cloud skills, they are employed by companies around the world. A few weeks back, I had a working with drone operators. Drone operators didn't exist many years back, but now it's a role that is happening in Ghana. There are software developers and mobile application developers happening. This didn't exist. So there are so many areas in fintech, e-commerce, a lot that are opening up that we can, sit and even go deep into it.
I see. Albert, you say you wanted to.
Yeah. So, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what kind of skills should we be looking at? Should we be upscaling ourselves to?
I would say more of the digital skills. It's like someone said, digital marketing is one of them. Cybersecurity as well, because now cybersecurity is also gaining very, very good traction in the industry.
Okay.
And there's a lot of opportunities there as well. Last week, I have these young guys I try to mentor, right? One of them, upon discussing with him, you will see that his interest is in cybersecurity. And then I asked him why. He said he always sees a lot of loopholes when he's playing with some systems, like network systems.
Okay.
And he wants to be one of the best in Ghana. And I told him, yes, you can achieve that goal, because only the cybersecurity space, you can't imagine the number of opportunities there. So what I'm trying to say is there are a lot of areas that we can look at: train people, software development, data analyst is also another huge area as well, and then robotics as well. Like someone said, all these drones that are being operated are all under robotics. You can even be a robot. You can even be just a drone maintenance engineer. That one is only a huge opportunity as well for you, because mind you, if you go to most of the agriculture firms, I know this firm called Golden Exotics. They are at Sutare. They have this huge plantation, and then they are into export of pineapple and banana. I think they are the biggest in West Africa. They use drones a lot, and when you go there and see these guys operating the drones for spraying and other things, you can see a lot of opportunities there. So yeah, I mean, all these areas I've mentioned. If our young guys are paying attention and we are also guiding them. They can also do a lot there.
Right. Samuel, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes, me. So I'm happy my colleague mentioned cybersecurity and some areas. I call them like the 4 or 5 must-have skills for this age. For you to survive in this age, there are a few things you need to have. And number one of them is cybersecurity awareness. We don't understand password management or OTPs, the text you get. So we keep on giving our passwords out and OTPs out and we get hacked. Once you are very much aware of the age you are in, you then know that once you know the skills of the age you're in, then you can survive and be a better person. Another aspect in addition to cybersecurity is digital literacy. When I say digital literacy, that's a big fancy word, but let me break it down. Excel, Teams, Microsoft Word, basics. You have a lot of colleagues of us, friends, family, you give them a laptop or they get a laptop and they spend 90% on YouTube watching Facebook or videos. The laptop is for you to learn the basic skills of the future. So once you're digitally literate about the current trends and everything, you basically find skills and build on it, Excel and basics. And then one aspect that we find in this age, the information and AI age, is continuous learning skill. You always have to continuously learn because the age we are in, it has moved from cloud computing to AI. Before AI, it was something else. Before cloud computing, it was something else. It will continue to evolve. And as a youth or a person young in this industry, you need to move along and learn. So you need to have the continuous learning skills as well. Thank you, Neil.
Right.
So you made mention of the IT evolution. So at what point are we now? Hello.
So, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So one beautiful aspect of IT is it is continuously evolving. And the skills that may have been very relevant 3-4 years back may not be relevant today or it might be diminishing. So it has evolved significantly from the days when it was just Encarta. I don't know if a lot of people remember Encarta, to just learning basic Go skills. Now applying machine learning and AI to get more insights and inferences into reports and generate reports basically. And this is going to continuously evolve along the line. So it's like either you jump on or you get lost. But now we are more of like the AI and machine learning space. And there's a lot more we can do, a lot more coming up. I think yesterday or 3 days ago, I was reading the news. Google had launched Gemini 3.0. And I asked myself that, well, what happened with Gemini 1.1 and we're now 3.0? So either you move along with the trend or you get left behind. Now we are in the AI and space.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So exactly 32 minutes after 9. This is Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM with me, Nitrebi Hammond, and I'm doing this with my colleague Albert Konedu this morning, and we're talking about tech and jobs, whether automation will create or kill employment. And you can join the conversation on WhatsApp on 0544 321019, 0544 321019. Or you can call us on 030395661, 030395661. And also you can send us a WhatsApp. You can get in touch with us on our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and X at ZFMGH, and also on YouTube and TikTok at Z Multimedia. And then we give you the opportunity to be a part of the conversation. All right, let's continue the conversation this morning. We already talked about the skills, and so we can now talk about the business aspect. I want to know, how can a company know which part of its work should be automated and which should be should stay human? And I'll pose that to Samuel.
Heini, that's a $1 million question that we get asked every day as AI and IT experts. And the answer has been very simple. You need to start the places that you have repetitive tasks. So I always advise my organizations I work with is to look at the processes and places that they are repetitive tasks, and then you can, start by automating those areas. If you take a typical organization, there will be HR, finance, customer services, and all of these areas will have tasks within the organization that are repetitive. Just to put a bit of clarity, AI will not automatically replace your job completely or take away your job completely, but you can use AI to improve the productivity of these individuals in the businesses. And that is how a business could look at starting with the adoption of AI. If you take a banking industry, for example, they want to be able to service or receive a lot of calls and provide queries. They use an AI chatbot that gives inference that is very intelligent. You can speak to it. And that is an aspect. So basically, every business needs to analyze the business processes. Every business has different sectors, and then use AI to gradually improve certain aspects. Of course, it's important that the business carries along the staff and make sure those who are ready to learn are trained in the key areas of the process being implemented, and then you move along together with them.
I see. So, but do you think that automation can automatically boost job creation indirectly, for example, through maybe increased productivity and the emergence of new sectors?
Yes, Nick. So in the short term, it appears sometimes it's making us lose jobs, but in the long term, businesses are growing, more people will be hired, just that more people with different skills will be hired. So for you to be relevant, just train yourself. So in the long term, yes, it's going to boost productivity and get more hired. We've seen automation over the years to today, and we're surprised to know that more people are being hired by global companies today's world than 10 years ago in Ghana.
And how do you think businesses will be able to actually balance adopting these new technologies and also the responsibility of preserving jobs? How do you think they'll be able to do that? Or how can they do that? Samuel.
So
yeah,
that's a very tricky balance. It's only ethical that as businesses are adopting AI and they are growing, they carry along the existing staff with them and not leave them behind and look for people with completely new skills. So, for example, it's good for businesses to now promote and help provide training programs for their staff to be able to adopt AI. And then they basically get trained together. They need to basically promote their staff to learn computing, learn data entry skills, analytics, IT support, convert some of them into like social media advocates for the organization, help them transform into the new roles of the future. In that way, they get to be able to carry the staff along and then also become productive for the organization, and they balance the risks.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emmanuel. Hello, Emmanuel.
Hi.
Yeah. So I would like
I'm
to
here.
find out what affordable tech tools can small businesses use if they want to start automation?
So, the affordable tech tools, I'll first talk about an example like the retail industry. The introduction of POS systems, like when we say POS systems means point of systems. Why? Because that is going to handle a whole lot of tasks that are supposed to be done manually. Like I initially said, inventory management. See, I have a couple of businesses that mostly, from my little experience, their biggest issue is inventory, right? And when you go to the traditional shops, you will see they have a lot of issues with their inventory. Typical example, they always have dead stocks that they don't even know that these products are dead. When we say dead stock, it means that the item has been on the shelf for more than maybe 2 years, 3 years.
Okay.
People or customers come to look for that particular item, but because it's not on a system, they don't know, right?
Yeah.
So POS is a very, very key thing for retail or for for every business, because every business does some kind of sales, especially people who or businesses that handle items. Yeah, so POS is one of the tools that businesses can use to make their business very effective and productive as well.
Okay. Samuel.
Yeah, hi. Can I add a point to what Emmanuel said?
Please do.
So, I think recently I was having a chat with a friend, Ness, who had finished nursing and was like, I'm opening a shop in a certain village. And for him, that is one job that he can go to work and come back, and he knows AI will not take his job away. I just smiled and I said, well, opening a shop business these days is affected by AI more than any other person, more than any other sector. For example, like Emmanuel said, you automate the whole process. So when somebody buys a package and your inventory is going low, because you have the complete POS system and the workflow, you've automated the process of selling and inventory management, you're able to get alerts of how which items are run out of stock quickly, and then you can sell more. If you have a product that is not moving, getting to the end of shelf life, the system will advise you. So no matter the sector, you find AI in one aspect or another, improving the work processes. So either you adopt it and become better, or you do the traditional way and competition takes you out.
Okay. So what common challenges do you think companies face when they try to adapt to AI or robotics?
My apologies, the line was breaking up. Can you repeat the question?
Oh, okay. So I was trying to find out the challenges companies do face when they are trying to adapt to AI or robotics.
One of the biggest challenges, or one of the main areas companies will face when trying to adopt AI, maybe 3 or 4 areas will be the initial cost. Companies feel AI is a big thing.
Is it expensive?
And then, it will be very expensive to adopt AI. I say no, it's rather the other way around. You need to identify the use case, where it fits in the organization, and then you can start very small. You can start with very small basic tools. There's the Google Gemini, there's the ChatGPT, there's WhatsApp Business. There's so many aspects. So once you identify the small areas, then you grow gradually. Another area is finding people with AI skills. And that is where you encourage the youth to with the right digital skills is also a challenge for organizations. When you look at organizations that are churning out good, large reports, huge banks, huge corporations, another challenge is what we call the data quality issues. So, for example, AI, if you're doing machine learning on your data and trying to get inference, basically AI is going to analyze the data you have. If your data is skewed and is wrong, the inference and the decisions you're making out of it will be wrong. So data quality is very, very, very important.
Okay.
In Ghana, one of the major challenges of AI will be basically internet connectivity and infrastructure in the rural areas. So not everybody will be able to own their server to run their AI on-prem. A lot of us will be accessing it through the cloud, through the internet. Once you have bad internet connectivity, you'll not be able to take full advantage of it. And then a very important aspect is the fear of job losses. So it prevents people from automation. These are some of the areas that we need to look at.
Okay. So, Emmanuel.
Yep.
Yeah. I would like to find out from you, how can businesses change job roles so workers can work with technology instead of losing them?
I think the biggest area for all businesses to look at is to retrain their workers on how to use these tools. Because I have this experience in the hospitality industry, whereby most hotels, right, their biggest issue is how workers use their tools for working.
Okay.
And I experienced or I encountered one particular hotel that does quarterly training for their workers. And the quarterly training is all around the tools that they use for operation, which is really, really helping them. So they always try to let their workers get to know about the latest technologies for helping businesses. And I think is the biggest area that most companies need to look at. Training of their workers, organizing short courses for them, refresher courses, and it's going to go a long way for them.
Okay.
And also provide them with the necessary tools for the work as well.
Right. Where some tools would be.
So you see, with every business, they will need to generate reports, right?
Okay.
So you need to provide Microsoft Office, the Office suite for them. So when we say the Office suite, is the Word, Excel, Access, Publisher, and sometimes Outlook, because with every business you might need to send emails and all that. And trust me, most workers, if you take like 50 workers, I can tell you about only one or two be able to use Outlook for sending email, which is a very huge challenge, right?
Okay.
And I can tell you, out of those 50 people, so about only 5 can properly use Word, Microsoft Word. That means understanding the basics of Word, formatting, highlighting, bolding, underline, what a paragraph is, where to put the paragraph, and all that. There's a few people who understand these things. So these are some of the tools that help employees to be able to give good results as well.
Okay. So what types of tech jobs do you think will grow the most in Ghana? Samuel, can you help me with that?
Okay.
Hi.
Yes.
Very, very good question. I mean, that's what I mentioned a few people, and I keep on reiterating these points that we need to know. One area that I find very interesting and fascinating is cybersecurity. I will encourage a lot of people to look at cybersecurity.
Okay.
It's an area that is growing a lot, and there's a lot we can do in cybersecurity. Cloud computing has been there for a while, and having skills in also cloud computing opens an individual up for global opportunities, not just in Ghana, but basically ability to get employed by global organizations whilst you're in Ghana and earn foreign money whilst you're still in Ghana. There's so many areas like digital marketing specialists. Now, organizations that didn't have digital marketing roles are now creating digital marketing roles. One of my favorite ones was the digital marketing person at GCB. He keeps posting content. The minister even was there to praise him at some point. And he keeps posting the right content at the right time. That made us very glued to their platform. So watch out for digital marketing specialists. My colleague mentioned drone operators. Now, we have a lot of drones in Ghana. Farmlands are going into managing their farms using drones, taking snapshots, aerial photography, and mapping out areas using drones a lot. This is happening currently in Ghana now. You have organizations like the Power Lines, checking the lines instead of manually. So drone operation is also something that is new, but is growing in Ghana. There's one aspect that is also happening recently, the fintech space. Now we have a lot of payment apps in the system, in the fintech platform. There's a lot happening, and the fintech space is employing a lot of Ghanaians in Ghana and globally. Then there's the old name we used to call the shop managers, where you have somebody managing a shop, an enterprise. That's the old name. Now it's called what? E-commerce operators or managers. So basically, adding AI to your shop management skills makes you an e-commerce person more valuable to the new Melcoms that we are seeing, the new shops we are seeing. It has transformed from being an old corner shop that we used to do to modern shops that use technology to basically place shelves in their shops and move people around and direct people around. So a lot of skills are happening, and there's a lot of growth areas. If you focus on these areas, cybersecurity, data analysis, cloud, software development, drone, basically you will be you have valuable skills and be very relevant to the industry. Thank you.
Okay. So what can tech companies and consultants do to... Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find out from you, what can tech companies and consultants do to help train workers who may be affected by automation? Hello?
Hi.
Yeah. Emmanuel?
Yeah. So, if I got your question right, you were asking what companies can do to help train their workers. So that they won't be asked to respond to this AI and automation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I for one, I have I think when we have serious courses that help deal with all these problems we have in our businesses or in the whole sector, it will really help. Like we rightfully said, when we say cybersecurity is a very huge and unique area. But I think we can start with courses on the awareness of it. Okay, when we say awareness of it, like someone said, how to keep your password safe. When we say phishing, what is the meaning of phishing? What is spamming?
Okay.
How to use the internet very well. Which links you are supposed to click. When you see the particular site, what you are to look out for. I mean, all these short, brief courses can help step all problems we are having. Also, I think employers also need to help give on-the-job training as well, which will also help for all these problems to be kept. Because when you're giving on-the-job training about a tool like Microsoft Office Suite, you can use it very well to help improve the business. And we also need to do more of mentorship and guide all these new guys or all these employees or all our colleagues at various sectors, and it will help them, and they won't push them out of business because they'll be up to date with the new technologies coming out and all that. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So I'm curious as to what kinds of policies or programs the government can implement or should implement to ensure that workers are not left behind by automation. Do you think we can do something about it, Samuel?
Definitely. Basically, in every aspect where there has been an advancement of AI, there's always a nation support to drive the technology. And some African countries, for example, are taking advantage by equipping the skills of the young people to ensure that basically their teams are ready for the next AI future, and then you find a lot of productivity happening in those organizations. To start by putting this in context, for example, government in Ghana our government needs to create an effort in reskilling people, provide digital training skills. Let me break this down. If you go into our various syllabuses for training people in computing, we need to quickly evolve and move faster from showing them what a computer is, how to use a mouse, to teaching them some of the basic skills of computing, like making sure you have good Excel skills, good Word skills, good Microsoft skills, and then they can build on it rather than just introducing them to a computer and a mouse. The person might end up watching movies throughout. Another way of ensuring everybody takes advantage of this is ensuring that we have the right infrastructure. Data is affordable and internet is available everywhere. There's one aspect that we may be forgetting. If you look at our technical and vocational education, it is heavily skewed towards manual tasks. It's very important we add AI skills to those areas. So you shouldn't just be going to a TVET school to learn about plumbing or fixing cars, but these days, fixing cars of the future, like electric cars, adding AI skills and making sure you understand what is going on in the industry. So there's a lot that our nation, Ghana, for example, can do to ensure that we are ready. Make sure everybody is reskilled. It's added to our training curriculum, and we make it mandatory and added more to the training programs we have in our various schools, from primary schools, TVET to university.
Right. I see. Our time is up, and so we have to go now. But let me just give you opportunity to maybe, if there's anything we haven't mentioned, you may want to tell our listeners before we go. So I'll come to Emmanuel, and then I'll end with you some more. Emmanuel, so if there's anything you want to say before.
Yeah. So I think briefly, for all these things to be able to help citizens and businesses, I think the government also needs to invest in our internet and in our data infrastructure, and also make things more affordable, because when the things are very affordable, everyone will give it a try. I won't say we all move towards it, but we'll give it a try. And when we give it a try and it's helping our business, I am 100% sure that you will, keep using it and also improving it. And if we have to also invest in it, it will also help us.
Right.
And the education by the government needs to also be intensified very well.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Samuel, finally, if you can say a word or two in 30 seconds.
All right. All I need. So just a few words. I just want to assure everybody that basically AI doesn't kill jobs. It automates boring, repetitive tasks. Some jobs might be lost in the beginning, but it provides bigger opportunities. So I encourage every organization in Ghana to take advantage of this and grow. In Ghana, AI will grow very fast. And the more skilled you are today, the better you present yourself an opportunity to get into the business. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Samuel. And thanks so much, Emmanuel, also for joining us. We weren't able to reconnect Zachariah earlier. But I'm really grateful. Please do enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks so much for your time.
Thank you too.
All right.
Thanks for having me in here.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
All right. So that you have there, Mr. Samuel Okechiri. He's an IT consultant, and also Mr. Emmanuel J. Boateng. He's an IT enthusiast. And we also started a conversation with Mr. Razak Zakaria, who is also an IT enthusiast. And these are the gentlemen who joined me this morning for this conversation. We're back again tomorrow for more interesting ones. Please keep listening to Z101.9 FM. My name is Nicho Ebi Hammond, and I did this with my
Albert Kofi Kunedu.
Kofi Kunidu. Right, well, okay, so please do keep listening to Z101.9 FM, and when you think Ghana, think Z. Up next is an inspiring story from the Rise Up Bring project, which is working to strengthen rural communities across Ghana. Today we spotlight the journey of Abedi Etiemu, who is a community development officer and a business development officer as well as the Sojaman District Assembly. And he's sharing a story about his remarkable growth of their fish farming business. Please have a listen and stay inspired. Right after that, Brighter Side comes up next with Jeremy Okorie Amwako. Stay tuned.
Rise